So what was your reaction to today's hearing?
I kind of have a mixed feelings. I expected the judges to ask us more questions because they're the ones who called the oral arguments, and they didn't ask. I mean, they did ask questions once we presented, but it seemed like they were waiting for us to present information, and it was hard to read. It was hard to tell by their expressions. I kind of got the feeling that they'd already made up their mind, and they were just, I'm not exactly sure why they called the oral arguments, other than just to, dot the I's and cross the T's, but I wish it was longer. I felt like we didn't get to address some of the issues that I thought would have been really nice to address. And
do you feel like some of those issues were just very thoroughly briefed, though?
I do think that, and that's, in hindsight, when I started to think about it, is that she did a lot of detail, like on, for instance, the translation, the pretext phone call. So she'd already done a lot on that, so I think she was just trying to bring in things like the Nepal documents because they talked about motive, and the motive didn't really get talked about at the trial, and she was trying to get some extra information in on that kind of thing. The other thing that was kind of upsetting to me was to hear the other side just blatantly lie about the 3 abortions and him attending that. I thought that was crazy because that's not in the transcripts. That's not what she testified, and it was like he just had no problem lying to the appellate judges about that. I hope they pick that up.
So tell me, what you think the strongest points are of the appeal.
I think, first off, I think some of the things that make an appeal stand out are things that are different than other cases. So definitely the fact she translated, definitely the fact that Judge Fall told them that he would rely on the translation. There was one of the points that they actually acceded, they actually gave in on, and that was that in a jury instruction it says that you can rely on a taped thing as if the person themselves said it. But they can't rely on it because it was said in Nepali, so it has to be looked at hearsay, and they actually gave in on that. So I think that'll be a strong case for us. She didn't bring that up today. I do agree with her on the Griffin errors. It's tough when a prosecutor makes up an admission of guilt that he sees, but never has any evidence for and never gives a chance for the defense to defend it. And that's what happened in closing arguments. So I think that's a good one. So I think it'll be the Nepal docs, or it'll be that one, or it'll be the translation.
And what is the recourse if this doesn't work?
Okay. So right now, I mean, the percentage of it turning at this level is really low. Unfortunately, I think we have a really strong case, but I know that I'd say it's probably 1 to maybe 3% that turn at this level. This kind of case is a big case, so politically it's also tough for judges to do that. But I hope that they do what's right, and they look at the case closely and vote their heart and their conscience. But if it doesn't go, what happens is then it goes to, they'll go up to Supreme Court. If they choose not to listen to it, it goes to the 9th District, U.S. District, and we have, there's habeas issues that will come forward, and habeas are things that haven't been covered in court, or in the transcripts, or in the trial. So we have habeas issues already that have been researched that we'll take forward, and then that goes through, goes to Yellow County, then it goes to this court, then it goes to the 9th District, and so it's a little bit of a few years ahead of us.
Okay, thank you.